Before we start today's show, Warriors Country, Dub Nation, Golden State Worldwide, make sure you subscribe to the channel for the most entertaining and informative Warriors news, rumors, and analysis. Trying to get the 45,000 subs by training camp. That's coming from our producer, Sam Brown. I think that we can get there with this video. Who wins? It's up to you to decide. Make sure you hit that red sub button. Let's take a look at the 10 most must-watch anticipated games on the Warriors season. This is Golden State Warriors Today. I'm your host, Jay Senior. Hope all of you are having a great week. Another phenomenal show on tap for all of you today as we take a look ahead at the Warriors' upcoming schedule for the season. Now we know exactly when these games are for the reigning NBA champions, as it is NBA schedule release day. And also, we're going to go through our 10 must-see games on the docket for the Dubs. First, though, if you're excited for Warriors basketball to be back, living in the glory of this team winning the NBA championship, and you can't wait to see them on the floor once again in those fresh Warriors unis, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. To our 10 must-watch games of the 2022-2023 campaign. Opening night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Going to take place on Tuesday, October 18th. The regular season starting a little bit earlier as compared to the last several seasons because of COVID, and then also traditionally, oftentimes the NBA has gotten underway at the end of October. But season opener against the Lakers on October 18th. Last year, this game was on the road at the Staples Center, which is now Crypto.com Arena. Now this game going to be played in front of the home crowd to celebrate the return of the champs, and hopefully they'll be celebrating the NBA championship that night from the Chase Center in San Francisco. To October 21st, Denver Nuggets. Good game between the Warriors and Denver because for this one, you get to see the Joker on the floor and a team that is going to be a little bit better than last year. Why is that? They get Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. back. November 23rd, as we flip to the next calendar month, it's a game against the Los Angeles Clippers. Golden State, Los Angeles, they've had some playoff history with one another, and this team, like the Nuggets, getting some reinforcements back with some guys who missed last year. Kawhi Leonard was out the entire campaign. If you've seen the pictures of him throughout this offseason, it looks as though he's added a lot of muscle. Paul George, and yeah, they sneakily signed John Wall in NBA free agency. So that game at the end of the year is something that we're going to look back on, and maybe it could have determined playoff positioning and home court positioning in the Western Conference playoffs. A rematch of the Western Conference Finals on November 29th against the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Center. Luka Doncic leading the charge for Dallas. Jalen Brunson now playing for the New York Knicks, but because of how good Luka is, the Mavericks do figure to be one of the top teams in the Western Conference this year, like they were last year. Warriors, 3 seed. Mavericks, top 5 team. Steph versus Luka. Battle of 2 top 5 players in the NBA, in my opinion. I think it's Giannis and Steph right now, and Luka is probably 5th. You can make the argument he's even higher than that, but that going to be a fantastic matchup. December 10th. Against the Boston Celtics, a rematch of the NBA Finals in which the Warriors won in 6 games, and it was a great NBA Finals. I know that the TV ratings kind of went downhill, but you have to think about it from this perspective, right? At that point, school's out, kids aren't really watching, other people are busy with their summer activities, but up until then, NBA playoff ratings were awesome, and the basketball matchup between the Warriors and the Celtics was awesome, and I think the Celtics actually have improved better than what they were last year when they still won 51 games. A reminder, Celtics fans, they think that they run the NBA because they're tied with the Lakers for 17 NBA championships, the most in the history of the NBA. Nice little 2-way tie there. Really great rivalry in the NBA. But to show them that the Warriors now run the NBA in the current landscape, you got to type Dubs in the comment section right now. Christmas Day game, Memphis Grizzlies. Second round series in which if Ja Morant stayed healthy, I think that series would have been a little bit more interesting. From an athletic standpoint, Memphis fares really well and matches up very well against the Golden State Warriors. They are quick, they are agile, they're athletic, they're springy, they're young, and the Warriors sometimes lack that with some of the veterans on the team. So a very good matchup litmus test for Golden State to see how they match up against another team that's going to be competing with them atop the Western Conference. January 10th, that's my birthday. Happy birthday, Chase, against the Phoenix Suns. Just kidding. I don't like to say happy birthday to myself, even though I just did it. January 10th against the Phoenix Suns. This is one of the better rivalries in the NBA, and one that is always fierce between two West Coast teams and two Western Conference teams. Anytime the Suns and the Warriors get together, especially over the last couple of years with Phoenix playing really good basketball, it's always a fierce, competitive, physical game. And once again, like I said with Memphis, Suns are going to be really good too, and they're going to be jockeying with the Warriors atop the Western Conference standings as well. Another reminder to subscribe to Warriors Today by Chat Sports. We're pushing out videos, multiple of them per week during the draft period and free agency. Videos every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 videos. That's why you subscribe. We keep you informed about this basketball team. Hit that big red button, youtube.com/WarriorsTV. March 11th against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'll tell you this, if the Bucks got past the Celtics in the Eastern Conference playoffs last year when they didn't have Chris Middleton, they probably, in my opinion, would have beaten the Miami Heat, and then they would have been in the NBA Finals, maybe with Chris Middleton back. And Giannis against the Warriors, that's a mismatch for Milwaukee because of Giannis and just him being so hard to guard. You can stick Draymond Green on him a little bit, but sustainably throughout a playoff series, I think the Warriors would have a little bit of trouble. Good matchup right there as well. March 17th against the Atlanta Hawks. It's the guy who's trying to become Steph Curry with the guy who is Steph Curry. Trae Young has replicated his game after Steph Curry is one of the GOATs. And it's going to be point guard talent galore in this matchup between the Hawks and Steph. 2 players with very similar styles because Trae has a game very reminiscent of the most impactful player ever in the history of the NBA. You heard that right. Is Steph Curry the best point guard ever? I think he's the most impactful because has any individual player ever changed a sport like Steph Curry? I don't think so. Y for yes, N for no if he's the best point guard. Let me know right now. April 2nd, Denver Nuggets. Once again, another really good matchup and a playoff matchup from last year. It was the first round when the Dubs took on Denver. And once again, Denver going to get back Jamal Murray as well as Michael Porter Jr. And if that happens, they're going to be right around that 50-win range. And the Joker, always a guy who's very difficult for the Warriors to guard. Different game than Giannis, but for a lot of the same reasons as Giannis. So those right there, 10 must-see games on the 2022-2023 season for the defending NBA champions. Before we hop on out of here, make sure you subscribe and real one roll call. If you made it this far, you're a real one. If you subscribe, you're a real one. If you have some swagger and gusto, you too, a real one. Type real one in the comment section. And as always, thank you for watching Warriors Today.